Welcome to another round of SDH's coverage of USL League One. Last show of the season because we have a champion, and it will be unveiled in short order as Tormenta gets the double when it comes to the USL. They get the USLW title, knocking off Minnesota Aurora in the USLW final, and then they knock off Chattanooga Red Wolves in the USL League One championship game at Tormenta Stadium in front of a record stadium crowd of just over 3,000 this past weekend. Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at ESPN2, USL League One and U2.
What a great atmosphere it is here tonight at Tormenta Stadium. There is the whistle. The 2022 USL League One final is underway. 3-0. So we get a new champion this year. This is already played down that far left side. Here comes Tormenta trying to start things off with a bang. Otieno takes it on and just wide. Aviles was rooted to his spot and nearly an incredible start for the home side.
You'd like that one back because there's plenty of space and time, and instead it's right at the goalkeeper. Got to pick out the bottom corner there.
Ortiz trying to line that one up, and he wasn't too far away from distance at that.
Right now, that's the run to make. You peel off, that's great, and then watch just inside of Timmy Mel. Wide open.
Here they come again. Cross comes in for Akale. Is this a penalty? It is! You can see Akale flying in. And this will be a yellow card as well for Espinosa.
Talking about Bill Hart, he actually makes the initial move here. But right there on the back shoulder, how much is there in it really? That look makes to be sold a little bit more than what we saw in the open play infraction, but the cut in.
Chattanooga taking its time. Aviles against Sterling. Sterling strides up, slows down, and scores! He's been the man for the moment in these USL League One playoffs, and he gets Tormenta an early lead in this final. Carrera floating this ball in, on and long and in! The equalizer for Chattanooga! Alex Tejera! Just before halftime, we're back at square one!
From the outside, Menzigan, whether on the bench or in the run of play. But at the 9 spot, it's been an interesting travel recently. Tejera been the guy, card out, Tejera gets the nod, literally and figuratively. Into the 11, into the bottom corner, into final record books on the equalizer, and back into this game. Had 4 touches through 20 minutes. Said if you wanted to have success, you got to get them going. How's the response?
We talked to Rafa Menzigan ahead of this final, as this is headed right through the middle. Here's Sterling! Just wide. It did take a deflection out of play. It's a corner kick.
Right through, and then it's a foot race. How's the recovery, though? This is the slightest. There's no options to play through, though. Look at every avenue closed down right now. Gotta find more movement. Quicker if you're Villalobos.
Here's Galindrez. Oncoming! It's just wide. Jose Carrera arriving late, but almost right on time for the go-ahead goal. TJ Bush, the goalkeeping situation, and he said it's a big call, but if Ian sees something and believes in something, he won't be afraid to try it. Here's Sterling, plenty of space on the far side! The substitute's the one to make the impact! Jamil Roberts off the bench and into the history books. 2-1 to Tormenta.
You talked about the national championship at Marshall. There's good reason why this is why he comes on late. The magic then, the magic now. How's the take first off? Watch the laces. Leaning to your right, head down, as you come down across your body, he's still able to produce enough spin and power to bring this thing to the near post. It's the most difficult spot to put the ball in the field. And yet, if it was going to be anyone,
was named head coach in 2020 after Jamil Roberts stepped aside. There is the final whistle. Tormenta has taken this league by storm. South Georgia Tormenta, USL League One champions.
So now it's time to catch up with some folks on the winning side, and let's start off with your MVP of the match. Goal on the PK, assist on the game winner. Here's our conversation with Kazaiah Sterling.
I noticed that you put your shirt on backward. Repping David Carter Payne. Talk to me a little bit about it. We talked about it earlier than the week.
Yeah. So like we discussed before, it was just really important for our group that we keep him with us while we're playing, and the thoughts of him and his family. We all believe that he can help push us and drive us to be where we are today. So I thought it was only right that we pay tribute to him.
And y'all followed up the Girls Act. When was the last time? Men and women.
I don't know if it's happened before.
Me neither.
I think we're the first to do it. There was a little bit of pressure on us because they set the standard very, very high. So we have to follow up with that, and glad we did.
Thank you, Kaz.
Anytime.
Kaz, what's it been like for you to be a part of this community, to see it and to see the support you had out there tonight, 3,000 plus, and to come home with a title?
It's an unreal feeling. I think this is a really unique club in the terms of it's very family orientated within from players to fans relationship. I haven't seen anything like that before, so it makes it that extra bit special being able to do it in front of these lot. And their support's been great throughout the season, in the rain, shine, lightning delays. That's something I'm new to, and they've been excellent, and we're just happy we could repay them with a trophy.
So if I had told you the moment you walked in the door, first day here at camp, with everybody else, that this would have happened, what would you have told me then?
It happened in the new stadium, I wouldn't have believed it. In the back of your head, you always think, you can win it, but I think internally we believed, we didn't think it would happen this perfectly, being able to host a new stadium at home, but we did believe it could happen. And I think that's what's helped us get it today.
Tell me about the cross to Jamil to get the game-winning goal. Tell me what you saw and what happened there.
I think Ian's going to love this one because we practiced this all week. Just counter, driving at the heart, slipping in a player early, and it's one for the training pitch. So Gaffer said he wanted to go from the training pitch, and so I'm sure he's going to be happy about that. And
then, what is this? I know you can answer this already. What does this mean to you? What does this mean to the team, just to have this experience?
It's really special, with everything that's gone on in the year. And in terms of what's happened with Carter, the women's team winning, it's just really special. It shows how much Tormenta is growing as a community, as a club. So I think everyone's really proud, and I'm grateful just to be a part of all of this.
And then tell me about you sipping the tea at the end of your celebration for your gig.
Oh yeah, so Amy from the women's team, she said she had as a suggestion for one of the celebrations, so I thought it was only right that I do in the final.
There you go.
And I got one last one. Are you wearing two different shoes?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. I meant to ask you that last time. Tell me about that.
I have a fractured, my big toe's fractured, so I have to wear a metal plate under my boot. So this is the only boot I can actually wear the plate in, but the boot's battered, so I have to tape it up so I can just play them.
Congratulations, I appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.
Then it's time to catch up with the guy who got the game winner, Jamil Roberts. The story is, for those unfamiliar, got the game winner for Marshall when they won their national championship, got the game winner for Tormenta when they got their championship. Here's our conversation with Jamil Roberts.
Hardest question in the world. How does it feel?
I can't put it into words. Not like, it's just, there's 1,000,001 things going through my head right now, and I'm overjoyed for all the fans that turned up tonight, and every Tormenta fan and everyone that was watching at home. And it's been a long road. It's been a long season, and everyone wants to get to this moment. When the season began, and we're here, and we've done it, and yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
You've done this at Marshall. Now you do it here. Can you compare the two experiences?
They're both equally as special as each other, you know, because the reason why we play, the reason why we run our hearts out every single week is for the people in the crowd, you know, and just seeing where this community was at the beginning of the season, you know, to what we're seeing now, you know, with the new stadium being built, with the amount of fans, the attendance in here tonight, you know, we do it to put the smallest bit of joy inside of their lives on a Saturday night and tonight on a Sunday night. And, you know, hopefully these memories will last forever for those people. So, you know, they're equally as special just purely because of what the memories that hopefully will last so long for all the fans.
What's it been like for you to be a part of this family? And I use that word on purpose.
I mean, it's amazing from top to bottom. Everyone, you know, it's the most family-oriented club I've ever been a part of. You know, the clubs I was at in England before I went to college, and you know, like obviously, you know, it's my second professional organisation now, and you know, when I left college, I didn't think I'd ever find another group that we were such a tight-knit bond from top to bottom, and it got to, like, you know, halfway through the season this year where we started to click and started to, you know, I remember saying to a few of the lads, this really is one of those special groups. Not just on the pitch, we knew we had the talent, but talent only gets you so far. And we've got such, the camaraderie in this group is unrivaled, and I think that's what gets us through, and that's why, you know, we've got the energy in the legs to get late goals like that, and in the biggest moments, you know, we're gonna step up as a group, and it's just an amazing family to be a part of. You know, obviously the women's side, you know, getting it done in the summer. From top to bottom, everyone, you know, you see a few of the girls have driven down to be at the game tonight. You know, it just you come to this place and you become a part of it, and you're always a part of it. And that's, I'm just so grateful from top to bottom that the club just welcomed me in my first season and making me feel like part of this family.
You're warming up. They yell at you. You're going in. What were the conversations like from the staff?
Honestly, just come on, bring some energy, and make a difference. The exact same thing as it's been all year, you know. Like, there's been games that I've started, there's been games that I haven't started. You know, I remember, you know, I was saying to my parents before the game, sometimes in these games, it's better to come off the bench, you know, because it was such a cagey game, you know, like that no one was really giving an inch, and you just need that one tired moment from a player who might have played 75, 80 minutes, and you've got the fresh legs to just get on the end of something. And you know, and that's exactly what it was for me. I was just very, very relaxed when I came on, you know, and not to say that, you know, in college was a bigger stage than this, but, you know, I've been in these moments before in terms of big moments, first time cup finals, you know, what it means to people. And, you know, I was just relaxed coming onto the pitch to do what I've always done all season. We said before the game that, you know, we want to play normal, you know, we want to play our normal game, but the one thing we couldn't be normal was our work rate, and I think that was apparent for all the way through every single player that touched the field tonight, and that's why we got it done.
So run through the play for me. Game got stretched. There was transition back and forth. So run through the play and what you were seeing.
Sorry. New phone.
Nothing like a water bath, huh?
Sorry, can you repeat that one?
Run through the play. Run through the game-winning goal and what was going on, because the game got stretched. Both teams had chances in transition. So run through that. Run through the play when everybody's screaming down on this end.
I mean, I was just hanging out on the right side. You know, I came into the game and I wanted to hug the touchline, kind of stretch it, just as you said, and kind of broke to Kazaiah on the left side. And you know, the pitch isn't perfect yet. It's brilliant from the time that it's had to get going, but it's not brilliant yet. And you know, there's a few divots here and there and a few bobbles, and it took one of those and it just sat up perfectly. And it was one of those moments where you don't even think about it. Like, it sat up so perfectly, and there was only one thought in my mind that I was going to hit that first time. You know, and I'm glad that I've put the myth to bed that I only score tap-ins in finals, because I think that one was a bit better.
Next up, the man in charge on the touchline, Ian Cameron, who has been a part of the process for quite some time, going from Tormenta 2, taking over for Jamil Roberts with South Georgia Tormenta. And here's our conversation in front of a bunch of different folks as Ian Cameron looked back over the season that ended in a title for his team.
Easiest question I think I've ever asked you. How does it feel?
Look, it's just it's hard to tell right now. I'll be honest. Like you always believe that the team can do stuff, but it still feels a little surreal in the moment. And the surrealness is to do with the stadium and where the club's come from and things that have happened to us this year, Ricardo and stuff like that. It's a beautiful moment for the club. There's ups and downs that come with life, but this is a really cool one, and these boys deserve it.
Let's run through the match. It seemed almost like it was in thirds. First 25 minutes, the field was tilted. You had the pressure, you just didn't put anything in the back of the net. Then it ends up 1-0. You get the lead. Your thoughts about that quarter pole, the first 30 minutes? What was going through your head?
Yeah, I think that was the best we played against Chattanooga. They're an incredibly talented team, but I think the biggest compliment I can give to our boys is that, have you ever seen Chattanooga not want to always give the ball to their double pivot? Those two boys are exceptional football players, but they were hesitant to give it because they really, really appreciated how good some of our boys are against the ball. And then they got one back at half time, and they're such a talented team, but I thought it was destined for overtime. We both put on some pieces to kind of just offset each other, and Jamil Roberts, who's won a national championship in Marshall, he's just got that experience and comes on with a wonderful moment, and it's just a wonderful moment for the club.
Kaz mentioned that was one that was on the training pitch. You wanted one from the training pitch, and that was one that was worked from the training pitch coming in from the left?
Sure. Yeah, I'll take it. Sure. I'll pretend it was all designed that way. Like, we worked on some things, we watch some weeks and they do some of it, they don't do some of it. But it's nice. Like, I'm just so happy for the boys for this moment. And they're such a deserving group. They've got such humility about them, such work ethic about them. And it's a great night for the club.
Can you talk a little bit about the club, the growth of the club, not only the men's side, women's side, you got a new stadium coming, but kind of what this community means, especially the turnout tonight?
Look, there's going to be some finals. Like, you watch the semi-final between Louisville and the Rowdies, right? There's, 15, 20,000 people there. So that's a big crowd. But 2,500, 3,000 people in this community, that's massive. And as we walk out there, you're looking across and we know everybody. And that's how it's almost more, a big stadium is more intimate than this. This is everybody that we've got. And that makes it all the more special. This is a Community One award tonight. And USLW and the USL One, I think it's the first time, I know it's the first year of USLW, but it's the first time there's been a double in the men's and women's side.
It's a double.
And I think that it's a double.
Yeah.
It's a W, and that's what our club wants to be. We want to be recognised as unbelievable in the community first, but we want to be champions as well. And why not do both? And tonight we proved you can do both.
I mean, this is family. I mean, it's been a family environment. To anybody who steps into it, that's part of the deal. It's a 6-letter word. Forget about me, I love you. That's always been, whether it's the players or the fans and everybody who's yelling over there. And I think that tonight, with the result, what it was, it's almost the personification of that whole thing.
I'd agree with that. It's the bedrock of what we'll always be, and it's rooted in the owners. I mean, coaches, they choose coaches that suit what they want. We're the lucky ones to be incumbent of it, but Darren and Nitra, their commitment, and Jeff, their commitment day in, day out to excellent standards, to constantly anchoring us back. When you've got a group of 25 guys in the middle of the summer, it is not easy to keep on making them do community service. Our boys want to do it, but it's not easy to keep everybody on task and always anchor themselves and remember. And they do a wonderful job of that. And again, pen pals walking out with the boys tonight, it's incredible. And bigger clubs will do bigger and better things, but for us, this is so special, so special.
There was some irony. The game-winning goal started right over there, that wing, right over their corner, in front of the crazy drummer over there. Yeah. I talked to him earlier, Chef. I knew him, but I didn't know this was him until tonight. And it was very ironic. You guys were talking about community. It was very ironic that the pass came from the wing to the middle, right in front of that corner. That's where it started.
Well, until this game tonight, so there's been 3 matches on this field, and there's been, close to 10 goals, all been scored in that goal. Not a single goal until tonight has been scored in that one. So we obviously, to score the winner there with the home fans, look, that's what dreams are made of. And look, it's just so special. And not only will our players never forget this, there's people in the crowd there that will never forget this moment. It'll make them love soccer and they'll love sport. What a football player this guy is.
One last thing for me. being in the foxhole. You got, and you know where I'm going with that. Being in the foxhole, you guys are here. So, some of you have some family and friends here, but for the most part, these guys, family and friends, they're nowhere around here. All they can see is Facebook, Twitter, whatever. To have that explode in happiness, because there's probably a difference between maybe losing a match like this and everybody going their separate ways for the off season, but now
it's easy to be magnanimous right now, but you want to win these games. You come to win it. It's still been a good season had we not, but you talk about family. A lot of these boys don't have any of the family here with them, but they still feel like they've got family, because they feel like they've got family here. Some of these people are fans. Drop them to the airport, pick them up from the airport, give them a nice rest, take them to the coffee shop, hang out with them, do little things with them. That's what this community does. They open up their heart to our players, and our players are such big benefactors of the humility and graciousness of the people of Statesboro, and we're just eternally grateful for it. And this is for them. It really, really is, these moments.
At what point did you think this could be a championship team?
I think when we played the Open Cup at the start of the year, and we went to Charleston, and we went to Birmingham especially. I know Charleston haven't had a great season, but Birmingham Legion are a bloody good team. And we went there and won. And then we went into Miami and played really, really well. We knew if we got to the playoffs, that it'd be a really hard team to play against. Now, to make, there's teams with more resources than us and so forth, so winning a regular season champion, I thought Richmond were outstanding this year. Thought they thoroughly deserved to win the league. But we were close. And we knew once we got to the playoffs, good luck trying to beat us, and it's obviously played out that way. But we knew that. We knew that from the Open Cup run at the start of the year, and we knew that from some of the little things we've seen in the locker room, the personalities of the guys. Just gives you that belief that they've got the X factor, that when the going gets tough, they can get going.
Then the last conversation that we had is someone who has been there since day one, Pablo Jara, taking over for the injured TJ Bush in the second half, finished the game between the sticks for the team that he is known for a handful of seasons. Here's our conversation with the man who has been as much a part of the fabric of South Georgia Tormenta as anyone else. Here is our conversation with keeper Pablo Jara.
El Capitan.
El Capitan.
How does it feel?
Unbelievable. To be honest, it's something that difficult to explain with words. It's been 5 years of work. I look back and year one we didn't have anything. We didn't have this. We didn't have the field that we played tonight. And we will try to figure out. We will try to look around and say, okay, with what we have to see what we can build on. And it's extremely proud moment to look and say, well, we win something that actually means so much to the community, means so much to the kids around, and I'm extremely proud there in Nitra, Jeff, Lerna, everyone in the ownership and the coaching staff and everyone in the organization is being working so hard for a moment like this. And right now it's our moment. We will take it. We will enjoy it. We will celebrate. And when it's time to come back, we will go back and learning about what the past give to us, and we will move on. But for now, we've been working so hard, and I think we deserve a moment to look back and celebrate for what we did.
That man came over and just tapped you on the shoulder. The relationship that they have with all of the players here. This is about as family and environment as you can find.
I mean, yeah, you say it. You say you're a person that is being here for a while and have the opportunity to see who we are. Have the opportunity to see what we build and what we try to do here. And I love this place. I love this place because we're unique, because we're different, and we actually absolutely look for everyone and take care of our people, and that is what made this place special, and it's so great to point the chair on top of the cake and say that a way like that is successful, a way like that work, be so involved as an ownership, being very family oriented, and that work, that is a way to do it, it's a way to achieve success. So,
your parents were here?
My family traveled. Yes, my family traveled from home, from Santiago, Chile. And again, I'm so happy and so proud that they had the opportunity to see this, to see what the club is doing, and absolutely lifted that trophy means a lot.
When you first told them, your family, that you were coming to Statesboro, Georgia, what was their response then?
I mean, to be honest, they were very proud. They were very proud because to being for so far away and Santiago, Chile, you don't have much an understanding of the difference on town and city or how big it is. They were so proud that I was coming to the United States, and that just say a lot. And then they figured out, Statesboro is a small town in the middle of South Georgia. But the first impression is different for international because we don't have the content of how big and how small a city can be. So.
And they finally got to see. Was this their first time?
Yeah.
So, what was their thought about all of this stuff?
Everything they see is from they arrive here on Thursday, and everything they see is new for them. They're extremely happy. They're asking so many questions. They can't speak the language, which is obvious and is normal, but they try to enjoy the most is possible with the resources that we have.
So, when you take the medal home, when you go back to Chile with that medal around your neck, what will you tell folks about your time? Even though we know it's not done, you still have a lot that you want to do. But what would you tell folks back home about being a champion?
To be honest, I would tell my people at home how we do things, how we close are from Reggie, who is the guy who cut the grass, how close we are from Donald, and is the guy that do the maintenance in the clubhouse for the club. I would tell them that. I would tell them how every single member of the team clean the locker room. That's the thing that I would tell them more than, we lift the trophy, we get what we look for, which is beautiful. But the little details is what I would tell them. The little details is the thing that not many knows. We players that score 2-3 goals in the weekend, and on Monday they had to go and clean the locker room for us. So that say a lot about the culture. That say a lot about the environment that we build and we create. And to be honest, I feel big part of that. I feel big part of that creation. I feel big part of building that culture. And again, I'm very happy that give as a result on a trophy.
So if you've missed any of our conversations across the week on the SDH app and the SDH network, go back into the library, and you can hear conversations with Marion Crowder, who was on the sidelines patrolling the game in Statesboro, Georgia. We got her thoughts on the match and her thoughts on USL League One, in addition to catching up with a man who was struggling a little bit with the voice, understandably, when you win a championship, that you leave the voice out there on the table. Darren Van Tassel, co-owner and president of South Georgia Tormenta. Those conversations are available on the Soccer Down Here app, available iOS and Android, as well as on your favorite podcatcher. Just do your favorite search. When it comes to South Georgia Tormenta, Darren Van Tassel, Marion Crowder, USL League One, or Soccer Down Here, and you can listen on your favorite podcatcher there as well. USL League One season will be with us before you know it. We've already caught up with folks who are heading into the league starting in 2023. Stephen Short, Chief Operating Officer of Lexington Sporting Club. His conversation is also on the network as well. So the season will be back before you know it. Thanks to everyone who has made the conversations all season long with USL League One available for you here on the SDH network all the time. And thanks for hanging out with us and showing your support for the league itself, wherever you may be. South Georgia Tormenta, your league champs in USL League One. Enjoy the offseason. It'll be back before you know it. USL League One in 2023. Play it safe, everybody. Enjoy USL League One.
There can be only one